I witness a lot of people that deal with anger, resentment, bitterness, depression. They have no joy. They don't have any joy. And so I notice people that don't have for real joy, okay? They despise people that do have joy. They despise people that do have movement. They despise people that's not sitting around, woe is me, that's not complaining, that's not murmuring. They don't like people like that. People that's full of anger, hate, resentment, unforgiveness. They always look at people that might be real happy, real joyful, understand and love to dance. They'll judge that. And what made me think about this was the scripture right here. Somebody, can you please put it in a comment box? It is 2 Samuel verse 6. You could read the whole chapter, but what caught my eyes was verses 16, you guys. It talked about, I'm just gonna give you my revelation from it, but you can go behind me, get your own understanding. I always promote that because it's not about me. I'm just gonna tell you guys, I got so excited. So I wanted to share with you guys what I have gotten out of reading this. And it talked about David and Michal. Now, mind you, David married his enemy's daughter. Put a pin in that. He married his enemy's daughter. So, although that was her man, although that was her husband, I felt like she had a little hate in him because her daddy didn't like him. I don't care what nobody say. And when I tell y'all what she did, that let me know the jealousy and envy that was in her father was in her also, but it wasn't in her brother. Her brother Jonathan loved him, but she sort of was jealous of him. And so it says in the ark of the Lord came into the city of David. Michal, the daughter of Saul, looked out the window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she despised him in her heart. Now, we're going to talk about that another way because it's a lot of y'all men married to women that despise y'all in their heart. But that's a whole nother segment. We'll put a pin on that and I'll go back to that a whole nother day. But it said she despised her husband in her heart. And they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in its place inside the tent that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offering and peace offering before the Lord. And when David had finished offering the burnt offering and the peace offering, he blessed the people. He was so full of joy that he was able to move the ark without being killed. So he was already elated. He was already full understand that God, in spite of all his wrongdoings, in spite of his shortcomings, the Father still trusted him with the ark, understand? And so he just was like, thank God that God didn't allow me to be killed in the midst of moving the ark. And it said, he was so happy, he wanted to go bless other people. And it was a host of people, and he distributed among all the people. He gave the whole multitude of Israel, both men and women, he gave them some cake. He gave them some meat. He gave them some cakes of raisins to everybody that he wanted to bless. And it said, then all the people departed, each to his house. And David returned to bless his household. But that wife he had, which I know we aren't supposed to talk about stuff like that. But that wife he had, the Bible said, but Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, so I'm going to do it in my term, okay? The Bible said that when he came to the house, instead of her helping her husband distribute things and being happy for her husband, she in the house being a hater. But y'all know people, you know, everybody that get married is perfect, but no, that's not true. But it says that when he walked in the house to bless the house, she came out and said, how come you the king of Israel? She must be real super deep. How come, David, you're the king of Israel? And you honor yourself today, and you uncover yourself today before the eyes of the servants of the female. Now, she was insecure. Talking about, so basically, she was like, David, Why you was dancing like that? And it did not say he was praise dancing, because people have a problem with people that dance. Understand? The Bible did not say this man was praise dancing. He couldn't have been praise dancing because his wife got jealous. So I don't know whether David was I don't know, but it pissed his wife off. Understand that? And she was like, how can you uncover yourself today before the eyes of the servant females as one of the vulgar fellas? You shameless uncovers himself. So that means he was not saying, David was, I got that art. Because she said it was vulgar. She said it was shameless. This is how she talking to the king. Instead of her now, come on, we're going to fast forward to 2020, right? If my man was dancing, y'all, come on, look. Now, if my man was dancing, right? If my man was getting, I'm not going to let my man dance by himself, okay? And so I would have been in front. I don't know what kind of wife she was. When my man was dancing, I would have been just like, hey, I wouldn't have let him be celebrating by itself, regardless of what people think. That's another pin we got to put in there, okay? And it says, and David said to her, because David was a man. Whew, that's so sexy. And David said to Michal, it was before the Lord. First of all, I guess he said, first of all, with your insecure self, I was dancing before the Lord, who chose me above your father. First of all, who had took that ring from your deity and gave it to me. So he was reading her today because he probably saw the hate that was in her heart. Understand? So he was like, I was chose by Big Daddy over your daddy. And he appointed me as prince over Israel, the people of the Lord, and I will celebrate before the Lord. I will make myself yet more contemptible than this. I will be abased in your eyes, but by the female servants of whom you have spoken, by them I should be held honor. He's saying these women that's watching me, they was honoring me and you hating on me, and I'm the one that is married to you, and you couldn't even celebrate me. You looking at me with despise. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child to that day of her death. Listen, that's why you got to be mindful. So this is what's crazy. She put her mouth on David dance. Did y'all hear me? She put her mouth on David dance, and because she didn't understand his dance, she couldn't have any babies, y'all. Did y'all hear me? Because she judged her husband dance, and she was worried about what other people thought, and she would not celebrate with her husband, the king that the father called. She couldn't take that he was fine and he had a two-step. Instead of her dancing with her man, the other woman saying, go David, and she got her nose tooted up. I know it's a lot of y'all men out there, you can't say nothing. I know you can't like, love, or nothing, but y'all married to this kind of woman. Her nose stayed turned up. She won't celebrate with you. She looking at you crazy. She all insecure up because she worried about other women looking at how you dance instead of her getting in front of you and backing that thing up. Because you don't leave your mate by itself. You jam with him. You dance with him. And you enjoy, because at the end of the day, she knew how hard it was for people to bring the ark over. It was many that died before David, and David was able to bring the ark over even though he knew he had screwed up in life. He knew he had screwed up in life. And so this goes so many ways. It's amazing how the people that love you is jealous of how God love you. How the people that love you is mad at that, even though the enemy tried to kill you, rob you of your peace, rob you of your joy, take you out physically, take you out mentally, you did not lose your dance. Understand that. And so Psalms 30:11 is one of my best favorite scriptures that the Father turned my mourning into dancing. See, when you see people that's dancing, don't judge the dance. You need to start celebrating with them, because that mean they coming out of hell. They was going through hell. See, you're mad because somebody didn't show up for a funeral, but some people are dancing because when they was being buried alive, they did not die. Understand that? So I'm here to tell you today. Now, I don't know about nobody else. When you read this scripture and get your own understanding, David said, I ain't got time to explain to you why I'm dancing. That made me think about something. Joy ain't got time to explain to you why I dance on TikTok. Let me tell you why I dance. I dance because he turned my mourning into dancing. I dance because I was supposed to be dead, but he saved me. I dance because he was supposed to crucify me, but he didn't. I dance because he forgave me. Understand that? I dance because he give me new mercies every single day. I dance because he know old ugly raggedy me, but he still give me what? Grace. That's why I dance. But I'm not going to stop and explain to nobody. But it looked like when she threw some shade, David caught that thing and sent it back to her. He told her, look at here. You didn't choose me. Big Daddy chose me. That's how you got to look at jokers. You didn't choose me. You're not my God. God chose me. God called me. God is all right with me dancing. Although you might be insecure, he's all right with my dancing. And like I said, it said to her, she told him, you're dancing vulgarly. You got me ashamed at how you're moving. So that means he was not dancing off the Come to Jesus Now. I don't know what kind of music they had back then, but I say he probably was dancing off a little Lil Wayne, dropping like it's hot. I don't know what it was, but it pissed her off. And instead of her dancing along with her man, she was hating, and she was allowing other women to honor her husband. That's another day. But all I got to tell you is, if you want stuff to fall off of you, and Psalms 30:11 says this: he turned my mourning into dancing. And what he does is, as you dance, the sack off for you. Understand that? So when we say sack light, sack, if you see a sack itch, it's heavy and it's hot. So, in whatever you've been experiencing, it's sticky, it's heavy, and it's hot. And it got you uncomfortable. But I promise you something. If you start dancing, now I don't care what song you got in your house, whether you start dancing, and let me tell y'all something. The more you dance, it's an art to it. It's a weapon, because our weapons are not carnal, but mighty through God by the pulling down the stronghold and casting out vain imagination. So y'all trying to fight with a gag. Y'all trying to put them hands on people. But let me tell you something. The greatest weapon you can have is your dance. Because when you dancing, you blocking and you letting him know he can't steal your joy, regardless of what he did last night, regardless of what he might have set up for you today. You dancing because you're going to have the victory. I don't care what it look like. I don't care how people went to the don't dance. I don't care. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Maintain your joy with your joy, and block all the foolishness that might try to come your way. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Mwah.